everybody. Welcome. Late Night Baltimore. It is late night Baltimore here. It's late night Friday night. And it is almost 9 o'clock here on Baltimore in the East Coast. Let me move my camera around a little. Never get this right. Okay. Tonight we're talking sports and we're talking politics, which we love to do. Tomorrow is No Kings protest, and we'll update you all on that. All right. So let's see. Okay. Let us invite our friend here, our old buddy Fez Mez, our best friend. Hey, man. How's it going, buddy?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm getting along.
You ready for the No Kings protest tomorrow?
Yeah, no kings.
All right. Well, first of all, we're going to start with Pittsburgh. We're starting in the AFC North. And we're going to see. So Pittsburgh lost last night, right? Not last night, yeah, Thursday night.
One thing I have to give Aaron Rodgers has been a lot better than I thought he'd be.
Yeah, he's been pretty good this year. Let's see. Here we go. Locked on Steelers. See a second of what they say.
I mean, Steelers is their defense is Joe Flacco has one of his best games he ever had.
I don't want no apple cart. Okay, hold on now. We're going to look at a few seconds from their podcast, the Steelers podcast. See what they say. See, this guy's talking, huh? All right, just a few seconds.
Steelers lose 33-31 to the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday Night Football. I'm Chris Carter on the Locked On Steelers podcast, and I think there's one big problem specifically that, if not fixed, could be the Achilles heel to the entire Steelers season. That's next year on the Locked On Steelers podcast. Let's get into it.
All right, let's move ahead.
If you enjoy it, subscribe to this channel to get all of your daily Monday through Friday episodes. We thank you for making us your assembled this year for a specific reason that needed to come through in this game, and it did not. And that was its defense when it went man coverage against the Bengals passing game, because it very rarely won. And listen, maybe they'll win other ones. Maybe the next time they play the Bengals, it will work.
What do you think of that, Fez? Well, you can't stop anybody.
You can't go man-to-man on no one can cover man-to-man on Jamar Chase.
Yeah, also, they were playing Joe Flacco, but for some reason they could get no pass rush, which is very odd. You should be able to probably do that against Joe, but Joe was playing.
But that, to me, is the big question that these Steelers.
Joe was in top form.
Plenty of heat, and the ball was getting out quick and going to certain guys. This needed to be a game where you just said, hey, Jalen, I know you want to play off leverage, or you want to play outside leverage and work this here, but we need you to play inside leverage the entire play, jam this guy, give him a hard time, and make Joe Flacco hold on to the ball for 5-6 seconds to give our pass rush time to get home. And I just feel like the Steelers didn't do that enough. And
you're going to take 5 or 6 seconds.
If you're going to give a guy 5 or 6
you're never
seconds,
you're never getting
lost. I don't think that's a good
there
strategy.
The next game.
5 or 6. Let's give the guy 5 or 6 seconds, or a pass.
Give the guy 5 or 6 seconds.
So Joe Flacco's not going to throw within. Okay.
Yeah, he 5 or 6 seconds. If you give him 5 or 6 seconds, it'd be a touchdown every time. Lamar Chase be so wide open.
And also, so he's saying they didn't give him 4 to 5 seconds. So he gave him more than that, or
if you get offensive line at its best.
You give Cooper Rush for 4 to 5 seconds. 5 to 6 seconds.
You give anyone 6 seconds, and they will rip you apart, even if they're third string.
I know,
6 seconds.
That's
What's
weird.
sustainable with them next year on the Locked On Steelers podcast. I'm your
Now
host,
he's
Chris
talking
Carter.
about
Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Okay, buddy, your timing's all off. Your speed of the NFL is a little.
yeah, I don't think now he wants to talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Accents to available in Napa leather upholstery with
Nope.
all-wheel drive standard in every crossover.
No, don't care.
Use promo code
Okay,
Locked On NFL.
I hear he's going to talk about Rodgers.
He is. Well, you can't blame Rodgers.
To the Cincinnati Bengals, they fall to 4-2. Steelers do with a 1.5 game lead in the division. I look at this offense, and I can't help but be complimentary to Aaron Rodgers for his way to maneuver things and to work things. That man threw 4 touchdown passes, and they were all tight ends. Absolutely diabolically insane, but he makes it work. And I think that that's part of what the Steelers are going to need to figure out in this moving forward with this offense is the different ways they can win. You know, can they keep expanding upon them and keep teams from guessing what they're doing? That to me is going to be a huge part for the Steelers offense.
All right, the offense good, defense bad. All right, we got that. Now let's go see what the Bengals want to do.
Well, the Bengals.
I mean, so Tomlin said before the game about the Cleveland general manager, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but if you're a team in your division that has huge quarterback problems like the Bengals, and you trade the quarterback that you started the season with to them, it's probably not the best.
Trade in the division?
Yeah, in the division. It's probably not the best. All right, hold on.
That's not the best idea. And that never comes back to bite you.
All right, what is this? It's Steelers talk. We want Browns. Does Browns have a locked on Browns? Hold on.
Yeah, every team has locked on.
All right, see what they're saying. Okay, this is 14 hours ago. Okay, here you go. They're probably happy. Breath work.
Plus up your recovery with Theragun Pro Plus.
Coming up.
Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report is here to submit some predictions for Browns Dolphins this weekend. We'll do it coming up on the Locked On Browns podcast.
You are Locked On Browns, your daily Cleveland Browns podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Dog Pound? I'm Spencer German, your host of the Locked On Browns podcast, and proudly covering your Cleveland Browns each and every single day in the land and on the road. And I'm excited to have a very special Friday guest with me today, Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report. He's been on the beat for a very, very long time, and I'm excited to pick his brain about a number of different things. But obviously, we'll certainly get into the Kevin Stefanski stuff. We'll look ahead to Sunday's game against the Dolphins. Some predictions, as I always like to do on Fridays. Yeah. First, though, I do want to thank you for being an every day at the Locked On Browns podcast, making this your first listen every single day. And remember, you can find Cleveland Browns content with Locked On Browns every week, Monday through Friday, guaranteed. Plus, obviously,
why would you want to? Okay, go further.
Well, thanks, Spencer. It's great to be with you. And
James Carville went in.
Tell your fans,
isn't that nice?
It's always fun to talk Browns. There's not always positive stuff to say, but there's always stuff to say.
There's never a dull moment. That's a really good way to put it. Fred, we'll start as familiar to this current regime. Stefanski still in.
They're going to be in some kind of fantasy world, right? Okay,
because I've been here since the beginning with
the Dolphins.
Yeah, I do think it would help the Browns because maybe it would force Kevin.
There benefits the Browns in that they have a low-scoring offense anyway. If they can make the Dolphins' offense a little more,
all right, that's good.
For 15% off your first.
I hear they're going to talk about
RUGIET.com promo code LOCKEDONNFL. Make sure to use the code so they know we sent you.
Nope.
All right, final segment here as Fred Greetham from Orange and Brown
Greetham.
Report joins the show here on a Friday, a special guest to get us
This
to
guy's
close
at
out
the
the week
drive-thru.
and set the stage for this game on Sunday. Fred, we talked about the weather multiple times now. How much do you think it'll be a factor on Sunday? And I'll say this, I actually think the weather benefits the Browns in that they have a low-scoring offense anyway. If they can make the Dolphins' offense a little more low-scoring because that weather's a factor. And I think it also plays into what the Browns want to do on Sunday, which is run the football against a Dolphins team that is giving up a ton of yards on the ground each and every single week. But what are your sort of, as you take a look at this matchup and you think about the weather playing a role in it, what's kind of the path to victory with that being thrown in for Cleveland?
I 100% agree with what you said. Here in Cleveland, the long range for the past week has showed a nearly 100% chance of rain and wind of 25, 35 miles an hour. So that means probably Sunday it'll be sunny and 70 and calm.
What is the Browns' record?
I think the Browns have
one win, right? They're no better than the Dolphins, right?
No, I think they're either 1-5 or 2-4. They're not better than that.
They're no good. Let's see what they say.
But yeah, I do think it would help the Browns because maybe it would force Kevin Stefanski to quit throwing the ball 52 times. We complained about Joe Flacco 45 times. And then you have your rookie in Pittsburgh, a house of horrors, drop back 58 times. He threw it 52 times. He was sacked 6 times. That's a recipe for disaster.
That's right. I agree.
Agree with that.
Love to throw that ball.
I asked Stefanski Monday, how can you not run number 10? He's arguably the brightest hope of the offense, not only running,
it was a great question,
but receiving. They didn't even get him a ball. They threw one pass his way. You got to get him if he can't get any yards running, get him the ball out in space. All it takes is him to break a tackle and he can get 40, 50 yards. Same way running the ball. He's the type of guy, yards after the tackle, 1 yard, 38, and it's Stefanski gave that kind of joke answer saying, well, the game was out of hand. It was 9-3 at halftime and Judkins had 6 touches,
Yeah.
How can and even they get down in trouble in the pass blocking, say it's much better and easier to run. I'd run the ball 40, 50 times instead of this 17 times, and control the clock and don't put your rookie in that position, and you talk about the Dolphins, they're built for speed. That a Shane, he's very fast, and if it's sloppy, it's going to hard for him to get out and take off. Of course, they're without Hill. Waddle's, a big threat, and that can slow him down. So I think it plays in the Browns' favor completely if it's a wet track and it's slow down. But they're going to have to do it. I mean, It was the end of the season last year. Everybody talked about, the Dolphins coming to Cleveland in late December, and they waxed the Browns last year. Obviously, the Browns were 3-14, but yeah, that's what I think. I think it's the same path this year.
Yeah,
run the ball until you are.
It could be a complete disaster because it's often been a complete disaster. And if they look like they did the last couple of weeks, like maybe not 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, maybe it's enough to win. But if they look like they did in Pittsburgh last week, if the weather really throws off what they're trying to do, then there's no guarantee that this offense scores enough points to win. But I'll say Browns win 17-14, and they still score under 20 points because I think the weather's going to keep them under 20 points. But I'll say the Browns win 17-14.
Yeah, I'm going to be consistent because I had to put mine in for the OBR. I don't remember the exact score.
Stick to your
but
guns, Fred.
I did pick the Browns because I do think that this is going to be the two teams. The Dolphins, we've seen their locker room torn. They're either going to pull together more so than the Browns and come in unified, determined to win a game, save their coach's job, or they're not.
Yeah.
And I think the Browns will be more determined, especially at home, to find a way to win at this point. So I have the Browns going over 20 for the first time since last December, 23-17.
All right, 23-17. What say you about that, Faz?
I don't agree with that one.
Yeah, the Dolphins will win. The Dolphins have been coming close and scoring points. I think they'll put it together. I say 24-17 17 Dolphins.
I like what you're saying. Better than what they're saying.
Yeah, they're looking for their team is awful. They're looking for a hope which the Ravens are, I guess, the same thing. Okay, now we do the Browns, I guess, right? Or did we do the Browns?
We did the Browns.
I mean the Bengals.
Bengals can have a winning record the next 2 weeks. They got 2 very winnable games at home, I think. They could be 5-4.
Yeah, let's see.
That's what they were saying on the game.
Okay, Locked On Bengals. Let's see what they're saying. Look, they're trying to steal Joe Flacco.
You are Locked On Bengals, your
for
daily Cincinnati Bengals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What up, Bengals fans, and welcome to another episode of the Locked On Bengals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Jake Lisco, he's James Rapine, and we've been covering your Cincinnati Bengals here through the thick and the thin, and now we're back in the thick of it with the Bengals climbing back into this AFC North race since 2016 here on Locked On Bengals, the best one-stop shop for all things Bengals on the internet. We've got you covered from post games to the off season and the draft, and today it's a post game show in which the Bengals have gotten back into things in the AFC North, not letting the Steelers run away from it. Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers having an absolute spectacle of a time on.
And the game turns in the final 5 minutes of the first half. They own that time, and so for them to get a 33-31 win, but the story is Joe Flacco to me.
We know all about Joe. Let's go to Jamar Chase's record.
Andre Yosevich drop a ball that could have potentially even Samaje Perine and Noah Fant and Andre Yosevich.
I mean, either the Steelers secondary is the slowest secondary on the planet, or T. Higgins hit that jetpack, because that was a heck of a play too. This is just, I don't think you can overstate the significance of this win, because if they had lost, if they don't go down and get that field goal late, and it's 31-30, I promise you all of the negative stuff that was really being said on social media at the start of the game.
Mm-hmm. Later, which I think we called in one of our shows on this channel earlier.
I think we
this
joked
week.
about it. Yeah.
I couldn't remember which show it was, but I'm pretty sure it came up.
Maybe it was you and Sands, actually.
It might have been me and Sands. I can't remember. It was a quick week, quick turnaround, a lot going on this week.
What day is it?
But I have no idea. Not a clue. October 10th was connections while making a reminder that helpus.com/.
All right, Jake, let's continue the conversation here. Let's continue with Joe Flacco, because I want to say that
the narrative coming into this game was that the Steelers should blow out the Bengals, and the Steelers' defensive line should make Joe Flacco want to retire, and the corners are the best they've been in Pittsburgh, and they'll be able to hang with these Bengals receivers a little bit better than we've seen them do in the past. And Aaron Rodgers is figuring it out, and DK Metcalf is a terrible matchup for DJ Turner, blah, 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 blah. Jaylen Warren is going to be impossible to tackle. And that's exactly how it played out. He continues to make quick decisions with the football, his pocket presence and touchdown. That's a perfect fade ball in that situation. Great play from Jamar as well to go get under it, but a number of throws from Joe Flacco in this game to the intermediate part of the field, timing and the subtle movements in the pocket and understanding.
Tonight, I don't know if there was a more one-sided. I think if you would have said one-sided matchups, a lot of people would have taken the Steelers' defensive line over the Bengals' offensive line, and that would have been the most one-sided matchup. That wasn't it. It was Jamar Chase versus Jalen Ramsey, because it was barbecue chicken all night. He was serving him.
Jamar Chase.
Fade. Jalen's grabbing him, doesn't matter. Gets called for DPI, and then on the next possession gets called for DPI again, and it was just easy for Jamar. And deserves a ton of credit there for making it look easy. I'm
16
so
catches.
surprised. Like I thought that this would work. I was like, but work means like have a functional offense and have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have told me the defense stunk it up when they acquired Joe Flacco, like, hey, the defense is going to stink outside of forcing a couple of turnovers. They're going to stink. I would have been like, well, they're not going to be able to beat the Steelers doing that. They're going to have to get more stops. And they're not going to have Trey Hendrickson. Like, if you would have just told me that stuff 9 days ago, I'd be like, oh, well, hey, at least you got Joe. It's going to be a little more fun on offense. But these guys were so great, so dialed in, so focused. And Zach called a really good game that, they all deserve credit. So the offense, obviously they won them the game. The defense did force the turnovers. I'm not trying to poo-poo what Jordan Battle or DJ Turner or I'm trying to think of anyone else that I should be mentioning here on defense. It was rough. It was a rough game for the defense.
Logan Wilson had a nice pass breakup at one point. I guess.
Third line.
All right, to go ahead and get into this. Oh, what's this? Don't want this.
Well, that's something else.
That's
the right decision 10 out of 10 times when you're that close to the end zone.
No doubt. I'm not, but like that is also a reflection of my God, they do not believe that this defense is going to stop Aaron Rodgers. I mean, and I could hear the nervousness in their voice with the 7 seconds on the clock. And then
when that ball went up for the Hail Mary, there's a chance.
No doubt. And we've seen it with Rodgers, which makes it even tougher. And so, this defense has a lot to figure out. DJ Turner, bright spot, loved it. Outside of that, I like the battle interception, that singular play. But outside of that, there was at one point in the fourth quarter, Next Gen Stats, Ben Baby gave me this stat. They had 15 missed.
All right, now that's
What's
done.
he talking about, Mika Fitzpatrick?
Saying something about he was no good or something.
He was no good, but he's not on the Steelers. He was talking about the game, I thought.
He was, but then he went on talking about something else.
Well, we should go on and talk about something
All right.
else.
How about the
Ravens? It has all to do with Lamar. Lamar's back. They got a shot. He's not. They have no shot. Plain and simple.
Well, here's a look at some of the scheduling coming up for. All right, this is the AFC North. Okay. So here's Pittsburgh. Packers, Colts, Chargers, and Bengals in the next 4 weeks. Lions, Dolphins, Monday night. Okay, the Bengals remaining next couple are Jets, Bears, bye, Steelers, and Patriots and Ravens.
Yeah, they got the Jets and Bears, right?
Yep. Jets, Bears, Browns, Cardinals.
Okay.
But
That's
the Ravens
4 games.
Ravens have the 26th, Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, and then Bengals on Thanksgiving. So,
even without them, Lamar, they should win 3. They could win 3 of those. Now they don't have the whole defense. No, their defensive players back. Like Roquan.
Well, they could, like you say, it all comes back to who gets back. And as far as the off-season stuff, that can all be figured out. On the off season, but in this season, it's just who gets back.
I think if Lamar's back, a good trade might be if they can. Might actually be. They have 5 fifth-round picks.
Oh.
If they could get someone like Jalen Phillips or something, for he has a PFP on passing pass rush of 80.1%, 80.1. Well, it's not percent, but That's a pretty high score.
Oh yeah, they should be able to get somebody on a trade if they have 5.
And they wouldn't have to give up much money, $8.4 million for the rest of the year.
Right, hold on. Keep talking about anything in the NFL.
Okay, yeah, some trade possibilities are Mark Andrews being traded, but I don't know how much that's going to go by. But I think they need to buy if they're going to have Lamar back, because they can still get back into this. No one's dominating the AFC, so they can get back in the playoff hunt. But not without Lamar. Lamar's gone. They'll buy the sell by as they'll sell at the deadline if Lamar's not back, because you're not going to win those games. So
okay, I'm going to tell you some trade scenarios.
Okay, Fez is going to sign up for now.
You're signing out. Why?
Well,
I wanted to give you some trades. Okay. All right. Come back if you like. I'll do the trade scenarios. Okay. We have some trade scenarios. We are going to think of some trade scenarios here in the NFL. The top trade rumors include these players in the NFL, and they are Trey Hendrickson, Alvin Kamara, and Mark Andrews. Other players include Kevon Thibodeau, Jameis Winston, and Chris Olave. So teams like the Jets have downplayed rumors about running back Breece Hall. Recently completed trades include a swap of cornerbacks between the Bragg Jaguars and the Bengals acquiring Flacco. Trey Henderson is an edge runner for the Bengals. Alvin Kamara is a running back for the Saints. Maybe pretty good. Mark Andrews is their own tight end. Kevin Thibodeau is an edge rusher for the Giants. Jameis Winston is quarterback for the Giants. And Chris Olave is the Saints wide receiver.
well, they need a pass rusher. That could help.
Yeah. So for the Ravens, Hendrickson,
I don't think
Thibodeau would be the best. I don't know if that's his name.
Hendrickson would be the best if he was.
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson is the best if he's healthy.
All right. Well, we hit the 30-minute. We'll call it a night. But let's play. We must play our music, and then we're going to play our outro. Here's some music.
That's a good idea.
All right, here's the music. All right, everybody, like and subscribe, share, get people to watch, and
You know what? Play an outro.
F MAGA. Now we're going to do the outro. Hold on now, everybody. All right, everybody. F MAGA. Good night. Subscribe. And here's the outro.